We've got the BMW X3 PHEV and I'm all charged up, ready to go.
So just a few weeks ago, we had the regular X3. We're going to take this plug-in hybrid for a drive and see how they compare. Was it, what, 2 weeks ago we had the X3 gasoline?
We did, and we enjoyed it.
And they said, do you want the E, the plug-in hybrid? We said, oh yeah, we want that because we want to feel the difference. First of all, what is the difference? What's under the hood?
A 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder engine with an electric motor. It's an 8-speed automatic transmission, 288 horsepower, 310 pound-feet of torque. It gets 29 kilometers of EV range, and it has a 12 kilowatt-hour battery.
Now, we've had a bit of a revelation about the fuel economy of this plug-in hybrid. It's a bit shocking. We're going to get to it in Questions, Coffee, and Cars, and it's so important, we're actually going to make it our hot topic, so that's all still to come. Right now, what are the key features of this vehicle?
The X3 30e comes standard with a 10.2-inch touchscreen with BMW's iDrive system, a 12-inch driver display, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, heated leather sports steering wheel, leatherette seats, heated front sports seats, power tailgate, LED headlights, LED fog lights, and 19-inch wheels.
Eco Pro Comfort. What's this button? You got to put it in what?
Oh, we have to put it in S for subscribe. And if you can hit the notification bell, it really supports the channel. You'll be notified when the videos drop, and then you can watch them.
Also on Instagram, you want to follow Andrea's Instagram. It's Motormouth_Andrea. Not only does she talk about this vehicle, you get a sneak peek of what we're shooting, when the vehicles are dropping, any news of the day goes on her Instagram. Me, I'm much lazier. You can follow me at Motormouth_Auto. And if you missed that, the links are below. This video is brought to you by Car Cost Canada. Get the dealer's cost, list of rebates, plus discounted interest rates. Use the promo code MOTORMOUTH to become an expert member and get extra searches. The link is in the description below. Now, we're not going to spend too much time talking about the way it looks because it looks like an X3. You know what it looks like. This one does look a little better, though.
Yeah, this one has the M Sport package on it, so you get the black roof rails, you get the black trim throughout, and also the 20-inch wheels, which we like.
This is exactly the way I would order it.
Yeah.
All right, now the inside, there's no difference to the way it looks on the inside either. This is a great study in how to do a very competent interior.
You know what? A clean, simple, modern interior that will stand the test of time. It will not age. There is something different in here. This one comes standard with a 12.3-inch driver display, which is quite nice, right? And it's digital.
Yeah, so on the other ones, at least they're giving you a little bit of value. They're taking it away with the seats. We'll get to that in a moment, which is really cheeky, BMW.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for Questions, Coffee, and Cars. So they give you the big 12.3-inch screen, and they give you the larger
10.1-inch.
Yeah, that's the iDrive system, which I really like. I'm going to say it again. If you are looking at a premium car, BMW's iDrive system is the easiest in my opinion. Now, they give you the big screens, but they take something away at the back of the car.
Yeah, the cargo area. So that is where the battery is. And it's actually raised a bit. So if you do have a dog that likes to jump in, it might be a little bit tricky. It might not.
It does steal some away. It doesn't, put it this way, it's not an elegant packaging choice, right? So you can tell this was added after the vehicle was engineered.
Yes.
But other brands have integrated batteries into the initial design. And you can see why does Tesla sell so well? Because they've thought all of this through from the very beginning.
With BMW and other luxury brands, not just this brand, there are packages. And this one has a package. So if you want the premium enhanced package for $6,000, well, you get the panoramic sunroof, you get heated rear seats, you get a head-up display, you get lumbar support. So if that's something you're interested in, I am with the panoramic sunroof. So I guess I got to get the package for $6,000.
I will say though that this X3 is fairly roomy. One thing to remember, this X3 is bigger than the very first X5.
Can you believe that?
From all those years ago. So the back seat is actually quite roomy for adults. All right,
bigger is better, I guess, hon.
You would know, Andrea. Here's the thing, Andrea. The drive of this, BMW absolutely nailed. It doesn't feel half-baked. It doesn't feel lurchy and jerky like some plug-in hybrid. It is really well done.
And even when you're using the EV part of this whole hybrid system, it's not like it's super smooth. You still really feel the road. it is definitely performance-based, and that torque from the electric motor is incredible.
Plus, they use a conventional automatic transmission,
Yes.
which gives you a realistic driving experience. You know, there are other brands like Toyota and Mitsubishi that have plug-in hybrids, but they use CVTs, and it's always a bit of a compromise of driving feel for efficiency. This is the opposite. This gives you the driving feel, but not the greatest efficiency.
And that's what I said to Zach. When I was driving this, I said, gee, you know, it just doesn't feel like the other hybrids I've been in. It really is performance-based. And he said, it's not a CVT.
Yeah, and the other thing is this drives better than the regular 30i, the 2-liter gas motor.
Yes.
It does have more torque. You can take off quicker. So we should probably explain how it works. The 29 kilometers of electric range, which is 18 miles, I think, in the US.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're not Americans. What I want to say is that you're using the electric range as much as you can for that first 30 kilometers roughly.
Yes.
But you can get the gas engine to switch on once in a while if you really hit it.
Yes.
Now, we mentioned the fuel economy, and there's a bit of a controversy with this vehicle.
Yes.
Let's get into the questions.
Time now for questions, coffee, and cars.
Your questions from Instagram.
How would you compare this to the X5 Hybrid? Well, the X5 Hybrid is pricey, $83,500. That's the starting price. It has 48 kilometers of electric range, and this one only has 30, so that's an improvement.
Oh, no, this one is 29.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. We'll discuss that one later.
You know what? The thing is, having that extra range is important. I really believe that you've got to get into the 60 to 80 kilometers of range. For example, like the RAV4 Prime, that's proper range on just electric.
68 kilometers.
Yeah, that's the way it should be.
Yeah. BMWs never seem to go out the door with that pricing.
That's
Options are a serious cost increase usually. Same here with this one. Yeah, it is. I think this one is priced at over $73,000. It has some packages on it, and it also has Vernasca leather seating. And you've got to tell me, if you have a BMW, does Vernasca leather feel like it's leatherette?
It does. It looks like leatherette. Like this is the one thing. The companies are cheaping out on the leather.
They're cheaping out on the leather, but guess what? This comes standard with leatherette.
What?
Guess how much the Vernasca leather is?
How much?
$1,500.
Yeah, but the X3 we drove 2 weeks ago came standard.
Came standard with Vernasca leather. I'm not partial to PHEV because I hear and have read that the gas mileage is not always better. I would opt out and just get the inline 6 instead.
Who wrote that?
Music to Zach's ears.
Who wrote that?
That's from Rye Clark.
God bless you, Rye. I'm with you 100%. Here's the news flash for you. This car only has 29 kilometers of electric range.
Yeah.
And then when you run out of that, the fuel economy is worse than the regular 2-liter 4-cylinder.
Yes.
And actually on par with the inline 6-cylinder.
It's a little better than the inline 6-cylinder, but barely.
Yeah,
barely.
it's about the same.
So you're not saving any money.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that the advantages to this for the drivability, you more than compensate with the inline 6-cylinder. It's even better. And it's the same fuel economy. So you're always running and plugging this thing in.
Always. I'd be always in my garage plugging it in, trying to get the most I could get out of it.
Like I said, if it had 80 kilometers of electric range, that would be better.
Yeah. How do you find the interior fit and finish? I have an X3 at home and love it, but find that there is a lot of piano black and plastic.
I think it depends on the trim you get. This has it too.
This has quite a bit of plastic, especially the side doors. And this trim in particular is high gloss oak. So we don't have the piano black, but
I see it right here in the middle.
Oh yeah, piano black here.
And then
yes,
the lower,
it does feel.
The lower part of the door cards is that hard plastic. We had a Q5 recently, and it still had the soft touch on the bottom. It's such a small thing. Please put it back.
Yeah,
BMW.
it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
And that's it. Thank you for all of your questions. Thanks for participating.
And Rye Clark, I'm with you. Inline 6-cylinder. If you want to follow Andrea, get a question in, find out what's coming up on the channel, follow it's Motormouth_Andrea. And because you hear the music, it's time for Nightlife. So in every review, we keep a question back from Questions, Coffee, and Cars and expand on it. It's our hot topic. What is it this time, Andrea?
So because of the EV range, can it not be used solely as an EV? So yes, you can drive it solely as an EV.
A little bit.
If you don't...
Need to go anywhere.
Yeah, if your mileage is pretty low, like say it's in the city, so you can. But once you run out, then it moves to the hybrid system. And unfortunately, it kind of gets the same fuel economy as the inline six.
Yeah, it gets worse fuel economy than the 4-cylinder. Okay, so when I picked this up, it didn't have 29 kilometers of range. It had 26, I guess, based on the HVAC system and what I was using. And I drove home, and we don't live that far away from where we picked it up, and used more than half of it. It's not enough range, in my opinion. Like, you're spending all of this money to get 29 kilometers of electric range. Granted, it drives better.
Oh, it drives better than the 30i.
But back to what Rye said, my buddy Rye there in Questions, Coffee, and Cars, you get the inline 6-cylinder, and when you're off the EV range of this, that engine and this vehicle get roughly the same fuel economy. It's shocking, really.
So the question is, are you going to spend $8,000 more and get this plug-in hybrid?
No, I'm not.
Or are you going to get the 30i for $52,550? Probably. I mean, you know what? That 30i drives really well too.
And it's very efficient for a 4-cylinder turbo.
Yes, I do like the torque in this. There's something about this drive that is so good.
Get the 40i, Andrea. That'll give you all the torque and horsepower you need. But it really is shocking, and this needs to have much more. We're going around in circles. It needs more range.
Yeah. So we've already talked about the pricing, and we've talked about the range. There are other vehicles out there that have more range that you might be interested in. So let's check out the competition.
And they're cheaper.
For your consideration, 4 categories and 4 vehicles for you to consider.
So we've chosen 4 alternative PHEVs and 1 hybrid. The first hybrid is a luxury brand. It's the Lexus RX 450h all-wheel drive, a 3.5-liter V6 engine in the Lexus hybrid drive. It has 308 horsepower and a starting price of $59,500.
Up next is the Volvo XC60 plug-in hybrid T8 powertrain. Borrows the T6 engine and pairs it with a set of electric motors. It has 400 horsepower and 32 kilometers of electric range, a starting price of $66,500.
Next up is the best-selling plug-in hybrid vehicle on the planet. It's the Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV, and it has been updated for 2021. It has 221 horsepower and 39 kilometers of electric range, and a starting price of just over $44,000.
And our final vehicle is the Toyota RAV4 Prime. Oh, so popular. It has a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder Atkinson cycle gas engine with 302 horsepower. It gets 68 kilometers of range and a starting price of $44,500. So there are 4 vehicles for you to consider.
So this is an expensive plug-in hybrid, and we've already talked about the fuel economy. Not that great. Let's get into the official price and the official fuel economy rating.
The X3 30E starts at $59,990. As tested, $72,840. As for fuel economy, this hybrid gets 11 liters per 100 kilometers in the city, 8.6 on the highway. That's 21.4 miles per gallon city, 27.4 miles per gallon highway.
For the first 100 kilometers after it's being charged, the fuel economy equivalent is 3.9 liters per 100 kilometers.
So I feel like we really touched on a lot here. And my favorite part of this plug-in hybrid is the drive. How about you, Zach?
Yeah, absolutely. They nailed it. They know how to put it together, and good for BMW. The on and off, the electric with the gasoline, it's all seamless. It's beautiful torque. It handles very well. It drives like a BMW.
It's a BMW ultimate driving machine.
But I can't wait to drive their full electric, you know, the new i4 and the iX that are coming. So this is a bit of a stopgap. I'd like to see them give more range to this, kind of like that RAV4 Prime.
Yeah.
Right around 70 kilometers, that'd be perfect.
Yeah.
But what's that gonna cost?
Although I love the drive and the way this handles, I'm not sure for the extra bucks it's really worth it because the fuel economy isn't much better than the gas version.
Only 29 kilometers of EV range. Granted, it drives better, but for the similar mileage, you could get the inline 6-cylinder. Now that's a car. This video is brought to you by Car Cost Canada. Get the dealer's cost, list of rebates, plus discounted interest rates. Use the promo code Motormouth to become an expert member and get extra searches. The link is in the description below.